Kim Jong Un vows to strengthen nuclear program, watches military parade with daughter. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un promised to strengthen his country's nuclear weapons program on Wednesday before presiding over a nighttime military parade accompanied by his daughter. About 40,000 troops marched through Kim Il Sung Square in the capital of Pyongyang, state media said. Columns of soldiers were seen goose-stepping under floodlight with the fighter jet lowering overhead. Kim's teenage daughter, widely believed to be named Jue, again appeared prominently at the parade beside her father. But despite speculation in South Korea about her potential grooming as a successor, no new official titles were announced as the once in 5 years ruling party Congress rapid. In his closing remark at the Congress, Kim doubled down on expanding the nation's nuclear arsenal. He called it in the party's firm will to strengthen national nuclear power and increase both the number of weapons and the means to deploy them. But at his parade, most military hardware was conspicuously absent. No procession of tanks, no towering intercontinental ballistic missiles called ICBM, no hypersonic glide vehicles, no transporter erector launchers rumbling past the cameras. The restraint is noteworthy because the Kim regime often uses a parade to showcase its most menacing weapons, and state propaganda has been leaning into weapons imagery recently. Just last week, state media aired footage of Kim appearing to take the wheel of the 600mm multiple rocket launcher, a system North Korea has touted as nuclear capable, with rows of the dozens of launch vehicles lined up in striking formation. And only 4 months ago, North Korea staged a massive rain-soaked military parade marking the new ruling party's 80th anniversary, showcasing what state media called its most powerful ICBM and other new strategic systems. North Korea's Ninth Workers' Party Congress, a largely rubber-stamp political gathering of the nation's elite, also brought the personnel changes at the top. Kim's pauper sister, Kim Yo-jong, was promoted to director of the party department after years in the deputy role, solidifying her standing in the lean inner circle. Several senior party and military posts were reshuffled, elevating younger loyalists while anonymously re-electing Kim Jong-un as general secretary for another 5-year term. A stage in Kim's signaling. So why the scaled back military display this time around? One practical explanation is timing. Parades are expensive, logistically complex, and often used to unveil new and upgraded hardware. Showing the same missiles so soon after a major anniversary event could blunt the impact of their appearance. But the broader context suggests something more deliberate. Pyongyang appears to be signaling discipline and political control while keeping its strategic leverage in reserve. Alongside the promise for more nuclear weapons, Kim also reiterated plans for stronger ICBMs, submarine launch capabilities, and development involving drones and artificial intelligence. At the same time, Kim Jong Un left conditional room for talks with Washington, but only on Pyongyang's terms. Prospect for improved relations, he said, depend entirely on the U.S. attitude, implying that Washington would need to accept North Korea's nuclear status and abandon what the regime has long described as the hostile policy. The timing may be intentional. U.S. President Donald Trump is preparing for the visit to China from March 31st to April 2nd, a trip that could reshape regional diplomacy. Some North Korea watchers speculate that the Beijing visit could create a narrow opening for the renewed Trump-Kim dialogue, whether directly or through Chinese mediation. Notably, Trump made no mention of North Korea during his State of the Union address. It was the striking omission given how frequently he referenced the country during his first term, particularly around the high profile summit diplomacy with Kim Jong Un. Trump did recognize the 100-year-old Korean War veteran during the speech Wednesday, presenting former fighter pilot Royce Williams with the Medal of Honor before the bipartisan round of the applause. The tribute underscored the enduring legacy of the war, even as the contemporary tensions on the peninsula went unaddressed in the speech. The Russia partnership. Pyongyang's leverage looks very different from the summit era of Trump's first term, largely because of the Kim Jong Un's deepening partnership with Russia's Vladimir Putin. Kim Jong Un and Vladimir Putin signed a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement in June 2024 that includes the mutual defense clause, cementing what both sides portray as the de facto alliance. The relationship has grown more consequential as North Korea's role in Russia's war in Ukraine has become central to Pyongyang's propaganda. State media has repeatedly shown Kim Jong Un honoring returning North Korean soldiers who fought for Russia and consoling the families of those killed. The ceremonies are often visually emotional, with Kim Jong Un portrayed as the benevolent father figure. Earlier this month, he awarded new apartment to some of those families. Against that backdrop, Wednesday's parade being heavy on troops and light on weapons could be deliberately calibrated for Kim's domestic audience. The emphasis this time around was on unity, loyalty, and readiness, while keeping the most provocative systems off camera. The warning to adversaries still came through. State media quoted Kim Jong Un saying that any violation of the country's sovereignty would trigger immediate retaliatory strike. The familiar threat landed as the US and South Korea announced that their own possibly toned down military drills will return to the calendar next month.